Happy New Year, Ken.
Yeah, Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm good. We're starting off positive.
Oh, okay, good, good. What are you drinking?
This Tazo tea is it expired yesterday, so Natalie won't want
Oh,
me
does it?
drinking it. Yeah, I don't believe in expiration dates, especially like if it's not milk, like milk,
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
cheese, but
Tea,
like
tea expired.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
the expiration date on medication. I'm like, I don't I'm sure it's
Oh,
fine.
yeah. No, I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, I don't buy all that. I'm like, it's only 2 weeks out.
Yeah,
It's only been a year with this stuff.
I'm
It
taking
might
this
lose it.
Advil.
Yeah, yeah, right. Oh my goodness.
So the new
So,
year, like I
hi,
get it.
yeah, let's go. Let's
The
hear
be-
about your holiday. I don't want to talk about politics just yet.
No,
I
we're
want to talk
not.
about
We're not. Like it was good. My sister came into town. It was fun. I was,
yeah.
I was irritable as I always am, but it
You're a
was,
curmudgeon. You're a curmudgeon.
yeah, very. My curmudgeon level is quite peak, and so like, but we had a good time. It was nice. Um,
Yeah.
I understand you were very busy during. We tried to get you over, but you
I
had.
don't even, man, my dissertation chair, I love her, but we were having some issues back and forth, back and forth. Like, I didn't even know it was Christmas Day until I think my son or my aunt sent me a text message. And I thought, it's Christmas? Because when I started, no, seriously, like, my dissertation situation started on the 17th, and we literally went back and forth. And I had no idea. So my days were running into each other. It's hard to believe that it's the 2nd of January and I'm exhausted. So I just finished my last class in my PhD program. So you do 2 3-year courses. I did 3 years, and I just finished my last class at an A. Thank God, I never have to take a class or a grade ever freaking again, and I'm
Woo!
so happy.
Woo!
Yes. So now, like, there's no homework. The only thing I have to worry about is just doing my dissertation. I did my second and third. So when you do dissertation, for those who don't know, you don't do it linear. It's you start. You pretty much start where your chair tells you to start. So my chair said start with chapter two, then do no. So we do chapter three, then do chapter two. Now I'm about to start chapter one. Then I think I do four, then five. And so there's 5 chapters. Man, this has been the hardest thing I've ever done, and I never want to do it again. I'm glad my courses that I teach don't all start on the 13th. I have three on the 13th, one on the 21st, uh, two on the 3rd of February, and one on the 18th of February.
Jesus
And I'm
Christ.
like, thank God, because there's no way if all my classes start on the same day. Then I have to create a pathway to law course at a school that I'm working at. Then I have to do a CTE, which is a certificate, and then I have to do a AAT, which is the degree, associate's degree. So, which I normally charge people 5,000 per one, except for the course. The course I'll charge like $1,000,
Oh,
but but they're getting all of this for $5,000. So yeah, because it's a lot of work that goes into it. I know. Like so my whole life has
how
been
was your New Year?
yeah. So my New Year, so my New Year. So get this, my New Year. I was gonna come over your house. I really was. That was the goal.
We were
I
ready.
I fell asleep at 7:30. My aunt woke me up at midnight. Said my 70-year-old aunt wakes me up 70 and says Happy New Year. I'm waking up. And I think I texted you at that time. I said, "Hey, Happy New Year."
You did?
And yeah, okay. I just say Happy New Year.
We said, are you all right? And you were like, yeah, I fell asleep. I was like, well, like, good. Get it
Yeah,
in.
no,
We,
I know.
my
It was
sister and Natalie, they made, like holiday sugar cookies that were gluten free. Thank you very much.
yeah, good
And
for her. Yeah,
yeah, so that was fun. I've been nibbling them. So yeah,
yeah.
it was good.
And I was so mad because you guys invited me. I was invited to a holiday. I was invited to so much, and I didn't get to. I was supposed to be in Vegas, so I was going to do because I'm still at home, right over the fence from you. I was going to do my over the fence in Vegas, but I didn't make it to Vegas. So because every time, so this is what she kept doing to me, Matt. Every time I
This is
would
your
send her
PhD chair.
my just my dissertation chair.
Right,
Every
right.
time I would send her my a revised version, I would ship it over. But one thing I learned to do is always keep your copy. So I would how I would keep the copy is say revision and put the date I sent it. at the top, so you always know which one you sent last.
Right.
And so I sent it over to her. I was sent over like maybe depending like between noon and 6 because that's when I would finish. Every night while I'm laying in bed, this woman would send it back to me like around 10:30. And I was so then of course you're up all night thinking. I try to ignore it, but I knew it's in your head. So then I have to get up the next morning and do the revisions. And we just kept going back and forth for days. And I never like read it all the way through. I never read chapters 2 and 3 all the way through. And I just read them like yesterday. I was like, God damn, I'm a good writer.
That's always good to feel.
I just only read sections. Read sections. I told you I'm gonna send it over. I'm gonna send over 2 and 3 to you to let you just look at, just to let you, have an idea what I'm doing. So, but yeah, man, it's been. I'm sorry I'm taking up most of the time, but it's been rough.
You're good, man. I didn't have much, it's just I had a nice visit with the families and.
Yeah, which is nice.
So whatever,
Yeah.
we did the normal, the normal. We did the standard fare.
But that's always nice, though. My son,
was nice.
My son got married, moved to Michigan earlier in the month. I got a new car on my birthday, so he left. Right. $65,000 car, which I've never bought a $65,000 car before.
I never will.
Look, man, I got a car person, and
hey, do your thing. I'm not judging.
No. I feel like I have to explain it to you because you're such not a capitalist.
Yeah,
I just want my capitalism. So when I bought the car, I just call the guy and I just tell him what I want. And so then I'm kid you not, man. The last 3 cars I bought it from this guy because my friend is the vice president at a car company. I'm never going to say which one. And so she would always give me deals. And so because of her, I get good deals. So a $65,000 car, it's like down to 51,000. Yes, I got a good discount. But the thing is, I never do that. Dude, I was like, look, I'm getting to a certain age. My son got married. I'm getting to a certain age. I'll probably be a grandfather in the next couple of years. So I'm going to do something nice for myself.
There you go. Granddad's got to show up in a nice car.
Well, this is the funny thing. He was like, because one thing I've learned when you go buy a car, never tell them how much you're willing to put down. Because the funny thing is, he said, because when I told him, I said, I'm willing to put down this, but I'd rather put down 0.
I'm going to tell you about me at car dealerships after this. Remind me. And
I will.
You'll like it.
Yeah, I will. And so then he calls me back. He says, I said, I changed mine. I don't want to put nothing down. He's like, you got to put something down. Because I already told the finance guy you got to put something down.
Okay.
He said, and I have the money. I have the money in stocks and I have the money in gold and silver.
Wow,
and
you actually have capital.
I took out 10,000 for my son.
Yeah.
In out of gold and silver pissed me off. So my gold and silver has depleted quite a bit. I should have taken it out of not the 401k, the stocks, because I should have pulled it out there because I'm probably gonna lose in the Trump administration. I need to get my money out and just put it all in gold and silver. That's
get some Bitcoin. There's no like.
No,
I'm just kidding. No, hold on. People don't know that I'm being funny. Cryptocurrency is a scam. Please don't buy any.
Yeah. Well, I might as well because that's what the Trump administration is going to be like.
No, come on. You know they're going to be Trump bucks. Let me tell you how I handle myself at a car dealership.
Let me finish my car.
Oh yeah. Go. Sorry. We got Bitcoin.
He calls me back. He says to me, hey, you got to put down. I was like, shoot, I don't want to put. I was like, I will either have to pull it out because anytime I get extra money now, because one thing I've learned, when you make a certain amount of money a year, people always ask you for money. So what I put my money. Well, no, you don't. Shut up. I put money away. I put my money away now. I just either put a stock. So when people call me, I'm like, I don't have it because it's literally tied up. So for me to pull it out, I either have to pay some kind of fee. Or you gotta wait like 3 or 4 days for it to process and go to my account. So that's how I learned my way around. Anyway, so now everybody knows my secret. So maybe now people will stop asking me for it. So anyway,
it's in the mattress. Just look in the mattress.
Yeah, no, I never. Jim, this is the car guy. Jim's like, you gotta give something. He's like, I could get you a 2.9 interest rate. I said, well, I had 0 last time. He said, last time was COVID. Nobody, He's like, 2.9 is the least I can give you. So I was like, okay. So he ends up. So I said, "Shoot, where am I going to get the money from? Because I don't have it in the bank. I have like 1,000 I could use towards the down, but I don't have the rest of it." Dude, while I'm talking to this, he hangs up. He says, "Call me back if you want to do this." I said, "Okay." Within 30 seconds, some said, "Call him back." So I call him back. I said, "Okay, Jim, I don't know where I'm going to get the money from, but I'm going to get it." When I said that, the mailman drops a thing, mail slot.
Yeah.
I go and pull the money. I go and pull the. I had two letters. I had one from Spectrum, which I immediately threw away, and then I had another one from the Office of Consumer Affairs for the United States, and it was a lawsuit with uh, with a credit repair company that I used 2 years ago. They owed me money, and the money was $1,000 more than I needed to put down towards the car. So while I'm on the phone, I see it. I said, "Oh, Jim, guess what?" He said, "What?" I said, "I just got a check." He said, "Don't tell me for X amount of dollars." I said, "No, it's $1,000 more than what I need to give you." He said, "Why?" I said, "So I'll be down there tomorrow." I had to go all the way to Tustin from where we live to go pick up the car. So that's how I knew the sign that I was supposed to get that car, because it was just really weird, because that doesn't happen. Money don't come in. They literally $1,000 more than what you needed. So that's how I got the car.
That's a hell of a windfall. That's great.
Yeah, well, and car notes these days are, just so you know, car notes these days are like $600, $700, $800, $900. So
I
my
know.
car note in that $700 to $900 frame. I called my money guy. I was like, "Look, hey Elton, that's my money." I said, Elton's like, "Buy the car. I can get you a write off on it, especially if it's a larger car, which my car is a larger car. It's over 6,000 pounds, so you get it as a write off." And dude, this is the best thing I'm just glad I did what I did. Yeah, I feel good.
That's
Other
good.
other than that crappy election, I feel good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if anybody's noticed we're rushing to avoid the obviousness of
Yeah,
2025.
yeah.
So, in that spirit, so here's what happens. I'm what you might call a mark at at a dealership. Boy, oh boy, do they see me coming a mile away. Because I call them and say, "Look, I'm on the way. I'm gonna just lay down in front of you and show my belly." It's really quite something to see. I tried to explain it to Natalie when we bought her car. I was like, "You don't understand how bad I am," and she found out quick. And so anyway, we had gotten we'd gotten a small amount of money when we went to get our car. So we were, or not a small amount of, we were able to afford the down payment. And we had expected a down payment of like, 4,000 or 5,000. And I was like, "Ooh, we could do it. We could do it." Just, because, And so then the guy goes back and she's like, "Look, now, whatever he says, if you can manage it, just try to like play it cool. Don't be
Yeah.
don't be showing what you think." And
Don't be
I
uncool.
said,
Don't be
"Okay." And so the guy comes back. He's like, "Look, all right, you're going to need a down payment. But it's gonna be about $2,000." And I was like, "Oh, we can do that, no problem." Like, just immediate. So, and then no, that was when we were buying my car. When we bought Natalie's car, my car's paid off, yay. So
Yeah.
when we bought Natalie's car, they were trying to convince. I had 1 year left on my car at the time, and they were trying to convince me to buy, trade in that car and get a new one. And
You don't have.
she was on the phone with our buddy James. And James is like, don't let him do anything." And so when Natalie, she's like, "Shut him up." So while Natalie's like signing paperwork for the car, she's like, "Where's Matt?" I'm in a test driving a newer version of the car I've got. She gets back. She's like, "Sit down. Don't go anywhere with anyone. Like, even the dogs.
Yeah.
Be quiet, please." When I was still in the Army, I bought a Audi. And that was the last time, because I was a capitalist. I was a capitalist when I was a fascist. So
Yes.
when they go hand in hand, don't worry about it. So like,
Not a fascist, but
sorry, soldier. When so I went in there and I go into the dealership and I thought I was so cool. I was like, "Hey, I'm not leaving here without an Audi." Like,
oh wow,
you sure aren't, jackass. Oh man. Happy New Year. I'm dumb.
No. That's funny. That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So, but reason why I bought the car was because I was talking to my cousin.
Yeah.
Last time we usually buy cars around within a day between a day to 2 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
And so we were talking, and she said I traded my car, and I said why? She said because of the Trump tariffs. She
Oh
said
yeah. Yeah.
she said, and our extended warranty, because the last time I bought my car, the next day she bought hers. She said the extended warranty is going to run out, and
Okay.
when they do work, when you take your car to a dealership, I don't care if it's Ford, General Motors, Nissan,
Doesn't matter
Toyota.
who it is.
You look at that bill, it's always, I have never seen a bill less than $700 every time I take it in.
We have dealt with
For,
Hyundai twice, Natalie's old
yeah,
car,
yeah,
and then her mom's car at the time. Both of
yeah.
them just they were like, she took it in and they were like, okay, there's metal in your engine that'll be all your money ever. It was like they wanted like $14,000. I was like, the car
That's what
wasn't
I'm
worth
saying.
$14,000 when we got it. What are you talking about? It's just yeah, it's a biz.
Well, that's what happened with my cousin. So she took her car in, and she's got an up to date version of the same car that I have. She's always had that type of car.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up getting the same one she got, because I'm like, oh, how is it? She said, oh no, it was good to me. I just do the maintenance, just stay on top of maintenance, and I do that anyway with my cars. And she said I took mine in. This is what she said. She took it in, and she to do maintenance. She said they said, oh, and she had about 7,000 more miles on her car than I had on mine.
Okay.
She said they said your which car has run out, and so you have to come out of your pocket for $700. She's like, oh hell, I'll just go trade my car in for this. She's
Yeah.
like, I'll just add a couple $1,000 and trade the car in. So that's what she did.
Save the
And
future headache. Yeah, I get that.
yeah. And I've learned from Jim, he told me, he said, anytime you put people who are putting down like $5,000 on a car. So like if your car note, if you put down 5,000 and your car note, let's say is like 400, he sat there and said, if he said every thousand is like $15 more on the car note. That's all. When you put the, I was like, so when I went to go put down, at first I was gonna put down about 7 or 8,000. He's like, and your car note will be X amount. I said, so if I put down 4,000, he's like, your car note will be X amount. So you mean tell me my car note's gonna be $50 more? He said, yeah. So I just kept. I only put down 4,000 on my car because I was
Yeah.
getting ready. I was gonna put down more, and the guy was like, "Why would you do that?" He's like, "You can afford $50 more a month on a car note." I said, "I can." I said, "Shoot." So that's why I ended up doing it, because of Trump's coming in. I don't know how they're gonna play the tariff game. And I just want to make sure all I gotta do is take a car to a dealer and they do all the maintenance and take care of it. Only thing I gotta do is pay for tires.
Yeah.
And so that's how I just to protect myself, because I think I'm just trying to get through the 4 years, man. Just trying to
Yeah,
get through
just
the 4.
get your shields up, build your shelter, because it's.
Yeah, dude, because this is about
I
to be
don't
a
know.
shit.
I don't know what. I keep getting asked, like, what's gonna happen. I do not know. He's not a predictable man. The only thing I know that he will do is if he will do things if he thinks it will benefit himself, and the people around him will be
Yeah,
allowed to do things if it doesn't bother him. I don't know what
yeah,
they're gonna do with that. I have seen
yeah,
what they've done with some of it, and it's not good.
yeah. Well, that, and you start seeing like they're turning on each other. And I'm gonna be honest.
The theocracy is bumping into the
What?
the monetary
Well,
interests.
and I'm gonna be real with you, because we kind of have this after the election. We kind of had our first fight as friends, really,
Yeah, yeah.
as as black people, and it wasn't a bad fight. Like me
No,
and you,
I
we
mean
fight.
I'm still
We'll talk.
recovering, but yeah.
we're we're like, we'll talk to each other tomorrow. Shut up, dude. We disagree and we still talk to each other. So I never took I didn't take it like we're never going to talk to each other, even though it got pretty serious.
I was this close.
Oh yeah, whatever, dude. I was like, I said we'll be friends tomorrow, but but I'm just saying, look, as black people, black folks, we have a whole thing. We're minding our own black business. I know Indians are having a hard time right now because they got turned on because Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy were saying that, and basically what they said was white people were lazy, dumb. What did Elon Musk call them? "Quote unquote retards." I was like, God damn! Like, so you have these two factions within MAGA.
Well, I got mad because I was like, "Hey, that's true, but it's only cool when we say it."
Well, but he wasn't really talking about you. He was talking about Trump supporters. That's
Right,
what he
right,
was
right,
talking
right, right, right.
about. It was like they're turning on each other already. And look, Biden hasn't even left office yet.
I mean, not physically, no.
Yeah, Biden had. Well, the Biden Harris administration still
They're
is
still in
running.
there, yeah.
They're still running the country, and it's already a shit show. It's already a shit show. It's already a joke. And it's
Well,
like this is.
they didn't put the brakes on any of the insanity. You know,
Well, this
the
is
car was rolling down the hill, and then Trump jumped in. He pressed the accelerator. Just we're going faster to failure.
Because you have people in this country, and I'm sorry, the mainstream media wants to talk about what Joe Biden did, what Kamala Harris did. No, what happened was white people were still not ready for a black woman to be president. Let's be honest. Like, they weren't ready in 2016 when Hillary Clinton ran. And I'm going to say mostly white women. They weren't ready. They weren't ready in 2024 when Kamala Harris ran. That's where the issue is.
Credit to my mother. She was saying misogyny is going to be the main factor. And I was like, no, it's always race. And
no, it's misogyny.
Because she did point out, she's like, they took a black man before they'd take a white woman.
Oh, yeah.
And a black woman? Like, are you out of your mind? But I had high hopes, man. I had high hopes for all of us.
But the pushback is after the black man, there are white people in this country that don't want to see anybody other than white people. And I'm sorry. Look, the woman ran a campaign on inclusion, and we all worked together. And he was talking about only me, us. Yeah. That tells me a lot about we're white people. And I'm saying it. And I know I'll get pushback.
No, it's fine. It's a very difficult argument for the Harris campaign to have made, and they only had 27 days to make it? Or 107 days, whatever the fuck it was?
I don't think she needed more than that. I'm sorry.
I do. I think any campaign needed more than that. She could have had 6 extra months. She was denied that.
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I still think white people would not have. I'm sorry. They just like when I hear them say we're gonna want Pete Buttigieg, whatever. They're not voting for Pete Buttigieg for anything. I'm sorry, they're not. This country is not going to let a gay guy and his husband be president and first gentleman in this nation.
I unfortunately have to agree with you. This country does not seem to be prepared to make that leap. There are plenty in this country who are, but unfortunately, the majority have spoken. They are no longer silent. The racist majority has spoken. The racist, misogynist, homophobic, whatever you have.
Well, let's call it the racist plurality. The apathetic majority just didn't show up. And then let's be clear.
You said it.
You had ethnic groups, especially men of certain. Because I want to make this very clear. Latino women voted for Harris at a large percent.
That's right. Latino men.
Indians and Muslims were mostly the males too. But they're learning today, boy. Look, this guy down in New Orleans. Oh, they showing their Islamophobia. Indians were getting it all last week, to whereas Indians were on social media, and I don't go on Facebook anymore. I'm usually on Threads and other places. And they were saying, we didn't know that people hated us. It's like, yeah, dumbass, you didn't know this? But
it's an unfortunate lesson that has to keep being.
But one person said something. Well, one person did say something. She was explaining. She said in most cultures that immigrate to America, they tend to be very insular. So they tend to have their own communities. A lot of what they do is insular. They don't really go out a lot other than maybe go to work, but they tend to be very, like, that's why you have the Chinatowns, the Koreatowns, because they're very insular.
I don't think it was a decision of the immigrant population to be insular. I think it was a decision of
I'm not.
You know what I mean? It's not like yes, people do like to be around the people that they speak.
That's normal. That's not.
But I mean, I think it was a lot of it was a lot of institutional pushes that made these. No.
I'm not discounting that. But when you're insular and you don't go out,
right?
And
yeah.
Well, no, and let's be clear, it's a safety thing. People want to feel safe.
Yeah.
So I'm not discounting that.
Right, I understand. I'm just okay.
Yeah, but this whole idea of the model minority, dude, you're not a model minority. What it is they want to pay you guys less money.
You're a minority. Your voice doesn't matter. You can be a model for anything you want.
Well, it's insulting. It's very.
It's the same. It's the same rhetoric as we're going to give you a seat at the table. Like, fuck all this, man. You're not writing the invitations. The
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
This is not even your dining room. The fuck out of my face with
yeah,
who's getting a seat at the. I hate that rhetoric. I understand it's
yeah,
trying to be inclusive, but it's inclusive from this white liberal space of we'll let you into the club now.
yeah,
The fuck
yeah.
out of here, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, no, no. It's gotten crazy, and I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. When I'm in those spaces, I just sort of say, we try to tell you, we try to warn you. Look, people, look in this country, only two groups know white people really well, and one group I say black people know white people better than anybody. We do because we for over 406 years we were we were together. Native Americans for over 500 years have dealt with white people, but they were also pushed out and put onto reservations. So though it's those two groups, and it's the two groups that are it's the two groups I call Native Americans the invisible oppressed because we never talk about what they go through. We never
You
talk
know,
about their
somebody said something to me at a young age. I think it was I was watching a comedian. They said, "When have you ever seen two Native Americans?" And I was
yeah.
like, "That's a fucking good point."
Yeah. No, really, you're right. When do you? Unless you literally have to go
You
to a
better go
reservation.
looking. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're at an
They-
event, but just
yeah.
cruising.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
yeah.
And, and have you seen reservations? I'm sorry.
I've driven by one. I've been
Yeah.
warned about them. You know what I mean? People are like, "That's the
Yeah.
reservation." I'm like, "What the fuck is gonna happen?"
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, dude, the structure and the structures of them, the institutions, and they want to try to blame the tribe, but it's like no,
No, you
the
know what it
federal
is.
the federal government institutionally has intentionally kept these communities basically oppressed.
Right. It's you know it's the same as the healthcare industry. It's social
Yeah,
murder. Just like we will build a civilization, well, not a civilization, we will build a country around you, not allow you to be involved in it in any real way, but you've got
yeah,
your land in the middle of it. You have this little island desert
yeah,
fucking panhandle of fucking Oklahoma we gave you, so you have the
yeah.
same as opportunity as everyone else.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking Jesus Christ.
there's no water outlet but Oklahoma. Okay,
Yeah, we got
that's
you
a winner.
covered.
That's a winner.
Where
Yeah.
where
What
where are the
about?
where are the Native Americans gonna live? Well, where don't we want to live? Like, okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
exactly. Well, that's
Nailed
true.
it.
But we do that with everybody.
Yeah, you're the Mojave tribe now. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. I mean, where do you put black people in quote unquote ghettos? Where do you put more white people?
Oh, black people
And
are different. You put black people where you need them to work, and then as soon as the work
yeah,
is done, you move them.
it's a ghetto. Yeah.
You just
You
get them out of the.
you
You
put
build.
you put them close. You put them close enough where they have to take a bus.
You get you first. You have the white sheriffs come in to kick the Latino workers you had there, so that you can build the stadium, and you have black people move in around that to build that stadium where the Latino workers moved out. Then you move the blacks, and then it's a
Yeah.
white paradise.
So my question is, what do you think? What do you think of? Yeah, what do you think of the guy, the Luigi? I don't know his whole name.
What do you motherfucking think I think of Luigi
No, I
Mangione?
want to hear. I want to hear your thoughts on
Chef's
Luigi.
kiss. Yeah. So,
We have not talked about this. We have not talked about this.
so
We
what I
have not.
understand about this man is this is not some wackadoo hippie college kid. This is a man from the one of the richest families in Massachusetts, as I
Is it
understand it.
Massachusetts? Oh, is it Massachusetts?
Well, it's one of those It's one of those
Delaware?
states.
Where,
It's one of
like,
those
yeah.
states where you haven't like there's wealth and then there's people on top of the wealth. He's on top of the
Yeah.
wealth. You know, he's sitting. He's like, the Massachusetts Mangiones. So yeah, this is
Okay, so it's old money.
old money. Yeah, like nobody's interviewed his parents because they have security in a big fucking football field long driveway. You know, and like you're not getting
Yeah.
into that.
But what do you think? But what do you think happened? Like, what?
I think.
Why?
Look, with
Why
the
this guy killed this man?
because a system that affects literally everybody is going to get, and that is just simply detrimental and unnecessary. Like it's hilarious. The health insurance industry is hilarious. Nobody needs me to explain why. It doesn't need to exist. It exists to make money. It's wild, and I think it's telling that it wasn't just some. Well, of course, look, I think everybody understands whether they condone or not. Let's all grow up because it's getting a little, it's getting a little annoying with his I would like to talk about Gaza. I do not want to have to say Hamas is bad every time. I don't want to preface everything with Hamas is bad. I also don't want to preface every time I talk about Luigi Mangione and our abysmal healthcare system with murder's bad. I know that. We all know murder's bad. Luigi Mangione knows murder's bad, and he killed a guy to stop the murders. And like, I get it. You know, two wrongs don't make a right. But one wrong did prevent about 50,000 more wrongs.
Well, did it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Because I'm only reason why I'm asking, because
at least in his, I imagine in Luigi's mind, maybe he thought it would.
But no, you still have the corporation. In fact, the day after CEO was murdered, they actually put something on LinkedIn looking for another CEO. So that just told me.
And you know what? Hey,
it's like Hydra. It's like Hydra. You could chop off the head, another one will grow back.
Yeah, no, but that's good. You know, I want America to see that it will grow a head back. Then it won't just be one Luigi Mangione. Let's get, if it's a Hydra, let's get everybody a machete and start hacking. You got to, if you want to eat the rich, you got to cull the livestock. And I'm not openly advocating for murder. What I'm saying is America's going to wake up and see that when you pull power, it's like yanking unset Jello. It just slips right back in. You can't just run your fingers through it every 4 years with a Democratic administration, hoping that you're going to separate this Jello. It's going to squish back in and be terrible and drown you every time.
Well, see, I kind of see it a little bit differently, because I see the romanticizing of a white man. I have a video on my
account. If he was black, he wouldn't have as much support.
Black, Latino, Asian.
I'm glad it's a rich white man. As
the Indians have learned, as the Indian Americans have learned. I'm not talking about Native Americans who live on reservations.
No, you mean
Indians from India. As they have learned, they're not special either. I honestly, and I told black people in black spaces, we need to stay out of it, make it a white people problem, let them have their revolution.
Yeah,
and we'll
sure.
No, I'm serious.
I'm with you.
We do. We need to stay out of it. I believe this is a white people problem, that white people of all classes need to take it out on the wealthy white folks to make the changes, and other people benefit from it. And we'll just sit back on the sidelines, root y'all on, because
the class war will be white on white.
No, hold on. I want to be clear, because anytime anybody else involved, especially black people, the media is, let's go dig in their past. Let's make it about them having a criminal background. Let's make it about him at third grade kicking his third grade teacher.
Yep.
So that's why this needs to be a white people only issue, and white people only need to fight this battle. And because if you put anybody else in there, we learn more about their past within the first 10 minutes. And if they had a speeding ticket, that becomes the issue. And we're not talking about what the real issue is. That's my hope.
Yeah, that's why I'm very glad that it's a rich white kid whose rap sheet extends with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione could have easily been fucking Brian Patterson. What's his name? Brian, whatever the fuck his name is, the guy that he shot, the CEO. He could have been his son.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like they probably met at a banquet. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, they could have been in the same room. But also at the end of the day, we got to take into the fact that this man had kids, he had a wife, he had a family.
He wasn't thinking about anybody else's. Hold on.
Nobody wants to see their family murdered. Oh, you open up for the dog. Okay, I see. I'm like, nobody wants to see their family murdered. That's a hard.
Yeah, man, I cry for everybody's family when they die. But let's remember this too. Let's talk about this. This is my complaint to the entire legacy media apparatus, and that is the idea that every week, in fact, 2 days ago, I believe, in Jamaica, Queens, or yesterday in Jamaica, Queens, mass shooting, and then 2 weeks before that, or a week before that, Michigan mass shooting. This is a nation where we're used to seeing several people killed a day, if not a whole classroom a month. Yeah. We've been living with this since, 2008, where it's just become the general understanding that there will be a bucket of dead kids at the end of every month in this country.
Yep.
And now I'm supposed to fucking freak out because one middle-aged dude took a hot one to the back of the head? The fuck? Yeah. I mean, bro! You can't show me the Saw movie and then have me get just blasted by the beginning of Bambi.
You could have two thoughts at once.
Yeah.
It could be two thoughts at once. And again, like I said, for me, I don't even care about Luigi Maggione. I don't care. I'm like, whatever. He can do prison for the rest of his life. They can let him out. I mean, it's no win lose for me. I have no. In this one, I have no horse.
Do you think he's a terrorist?
Uh, I think he is. If
Should
the
he be
guy
like charged as one, federally charged as a terrorist?
well, let me say this: if the Muslim guy who blew up drove down that thing in New Orleans he's not a terrorist either. I'm sorry, that's not terrorism. That's just a guy. That's an American in the car
Yep.
who
I
because the white guy
agree.
hold on because the white guy who killed Heather Heyer and all those guys
he didn't get terrorism charges.
He wasn't a terrorist. So if the guy, then I will say Luigi's a terrorist. If one is a terrorist, I'll be a terrorist.
You know what's interesting too is when Daniel Penny. I heard many right-wing pundits say after Daniel Penny killed Jordan Neely, after Daniel Penny murdered Jordan Neely, I don't care what the courts say. After Daniel Penny viciously murdered Jordan Neely for no reason, a lot in the right-wing news sphere were saying, well, this will send a message to the community that, you know, you can't be acting crazy on the subway. It's good. You know, civilians will take matters into their own hands. And I'm like, okay, so if we take the kind of accepted definition of terrorism as doing violence against civilians for political reasons, then how in that argument is Daniel Penny not a terrorist if he was sending a message?
Exactly. Well, exactly. Well, and this is something too that needs to be taken into account. Black people then need to, when we see these things happening, because let's be clear, white people are afraid of black. We know white people are afraid of black people.
I'm scared right now.
When black people see, we need to start engaging. And again, we need to engage too. So then everybody can be fighting, killing each other, and we can be a nation full of just people killing each other. And it'll be what it'll be. Look, again, for me, Daniel Penny, Luigi Mangione, this guy down in New Orleans, the person that blew up the Tesla car in front of in Los. I think this is a message for Trump and Musk. I think people are sending them a message.
I totally agree that the exploding Tesla Trump in front of the Trump Tower was a message. Yes. I was able to deduce that.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was funny. They were trying to connect the two, and I was like, no, I don't think there's this big old mass conspiracy. Because the guy
no, it's Antifa.
Well, funny. The Antifa, the Texas guy, they said he was a registered Republican. So I don't.
Yeah, because everybody's pissed off. It's not a group
I guess
thing.
Antifa's infiltrating the Republican Party for some reason. With these Antifa,
this professional managerial class in America, the CEO class, this politician celebrity class, they should know, finally, if they learn anything from this.
Yeah.
The people whose backs you stepped on with muddy boots to get where you are still around. And the more backs you step on, the more people are pissed. So if you want to be afraid of a group, it's Americans. Anybody you're not at the blue plate dinner with is an enemy of you because you've made an enemy of us. You've beaten everybody into submission, and now you're like Israel going, what are the Palestinians so mad about?
Yeah, no, really. Well, you can go one step further. This is what I had a white guy on Threads say that to me today. He was like, why are you guys so angry? You guys always bring up racism. I said, because you're always being racist.
It's a very simple calculus.
It's cause and effect. Isn't that physics? This is his retort to me. This was his retort. We'll stop being racist when you stop calling us racist. I said,
that doesn't make a fucking nothing sense.
That's what I said.
Why would one even follow the other?
Well, at that point, I just said, you know what? I'm not engaging with you because your intellectual level is way too low for me to even do
this is the fucking suburban mom logic of like, if you just ignore the bully, he'll stop smashing your head into the fucking toilet. Like, what do you mean? I ignored him the whole time I was locked in the locker. What are you fucking talking about?
Oh, no.
Doesn't do shit.
We were always told you couldn't come home unless you beat their ass.
You know who told you to ignore bullies? Bullies. And they're all in charge now. Ignore us.
Yeah.
Ignore us and pay us the fucking health money.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And it's gonna be quite. It's gonna be interesting for you to see how this play out. Look, they're gonna have so much infighting. And it's gonna be a mess for 4 years.
I meant to start off this conversation by saying I'm gonna make it a positive new year. I'm
Oh,
just
what?
I'm just positive so much bad shit is gonna happen. Like,
No, no, it's gonna be quite interesting. I'm just gonna sit back and watch. Just sit back and watch. Look, I gotta get my dissertation done, so I'm gonna be. We're gonna do our little weekly thing because it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have so much to talk about for the next.
I am recognizing my privileged position of probably being able to watch without being affected. Unless they do take away the benefits like they say they want to, in which I will be very
That's what I'm saying, Project. Well, and
that'll be my last one because I can't pay rent.
But that's what's so funny because you got farmers who were some Trump supporters now worry he's deported. You got veterans who support Trump who are scared that they're gonna lose their benefit. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck did you think, you moron? Like what did they literally put it in a big old 900-page book what they're planning for your dumb ass.
We try to tell them there's there's a bunch of Reddit forums, Reddit threads with like veterans, where like half the veterans are like, "Oh my god," and the other half of the veterans are like, "Bro, can you read?"
Yeah, like what the fuck were you thinking, moron?
That's why I get mad too, because like friends will say like, "Well, that's what they get," and it's like, "Well, no, man, we all get it."
But see, that's because black people say it too.
But what I'm saying is, well, I've heard this from like wealthier people that can just like kind of wait this out on the. So they're like, that's what they get for voting for him, and it's like, but we all get that.
Yeah.
You don't know you don't know if you're shaking your finger at somebody who voted for him.
No, but black people say it too. But black people sit there and say, we've had it worse, so we weathered it. We've learned how when people move the goalposts, we know how to still get to that goalpost. We just alter. Look, when you do have privilege and you don't have to fight for things and know how to maneuver. Look, again, like I told the guy today, we learned your language, we took your last name, we learned your religion. We know you don't know us, and we know how to navigate around all the bullshit that you pull. So when you guys are doing things, we over here talking about, let me tell you how to work around that. And we have AADE to do it. And a lot of times, most white people don't even know what we're talking about because we're talking in the code. Like one day in class, I said, "Don't fall for the okadoke." All the black people in the class know what I'm talking about. All the white and all the other people. Like,
you're in California. Like? That's a fairly southern phrase. I mean, like that.
No, but again, there's white people who don't know what it is.
That's true.
And there's things we say. They're like, and that's just something basic. The okie doke, you can Google it.
But no, I know you got tons of examples. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but I was just using one I know that people can Google and look up. And the 5 black people, we all knew we were talking about. I said, I'm not telling you guys that's black code. We kind of laughed amongst us, and they were like, that's not fair. Well, I said, look, the Latinos speaking Spanish.
Talking to white people, y'all gonna learn
today. Yeah, no. So it's very interesting. It's gonna be interesting time.
I think those that consider themselves middle class, or like, people that are like adjacent to wealth but not quite at that crazy level, they're gonna learn.
Oh yeah, they are.
They're gonna be like, oh my goodness, the tariffs. Poor people have been poor.
Yeah. Well, poor people, that's the thing about taxes. That's what people don't understand with taxes. When you get taxes, it does affect poor people because everybody's being taxed, but it affects poor people worse because they already at a disadvantage.
Yeah. When you're thriving and somebody shuts off the water, you go to your extra water cans. Yeah. When you're surviving and somebody shuts off the water, you're dry as fuck.
What I don't get is people are like, we were doing better. No, you weren't.
You weren't. Oh my Christ!
You were stuck in a fucking house. You weren't working, and government was giving you unemployment checks, which they doubled. They did double those unemployment checks.
Yeah. So when you're plummeting to the floor, you're doing better than when you hit. It's just fuck.
They're gonna learn. It's gonna be funny, and
it's just not a lesson.
I told you.
I don't want to go to school.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to get my dissertation over with.
I don't want this lesson, Papa.
because the funding will be there for at least this year because the Biden administration made sure the funding's there for the next year.
Oh yeah,
2025. It's 2026, so I'm trying to be done. So I can take my education and go to another country and give somebody else my degree. We can do this
and be appreciated.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I could do this from many different countries with my doctorate. As I will be Dr. Callahan.
Both as a black man and an educator, which
Yeah.
we're not fans of either of those.
Yeah. No. Exactly. But that's okay. Other people will be. And the funny thing is, like, I can go to Europe as a black person because I'm reading black people who immigrate other places. They're
Well,
like,
hold on,
oh,
I'm checking my notes. Yes, you still can. You still can.
yeah, no, because they're black people in Central and South America. They're black people in Asia. They're black people in Europe who are saying, as a black person as a black American in those places, you get treated like royalty. They don't mistreat you because you're an American black. And usually, but those, and let's be clear,
Yeah,
those
American
black
racism is unique and
well,
distilled.
those
Thick
black
and
people
viscous.
who immigrate over there are black people who do have the education. They definitely have the degrees, so that's why they're there. And a lot of those people do have that stuff.
That's
But
what.
then you have,
I can't remember his name now. He moved to France, and that fucking asshole followed him.
oh, somebody moved to France.
I'm talking about the James Baldwin. Thank you. I got my.
Oh, okay, yeah, James Baldwin.
He moved up there. He was like, I'm out.
Yeah,
and then that asshole American film director followed him and harangued.
You had a lot of black. You had a lot of black people who, like celebrities, who moved overseas and did better. Were treated better in other places.
Yeah, well, because it's.
I'm trying to remember who Halle Berry played because she
Dorothy Dandridge.
Dorothy Dandridge. Didn't she live in France, Paris also?
I mean, probably. Like you gotta get out of here.
Yeah, Tina Turner moved to Europe.
Tina Turner, she fucked right off. She was like, absolutely not.
She died in Europe. She died in.
She was buried there. She said unapologetically, like, I have a better life in Europe. People are not weird to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Like if you don't know, you're stupid. Like.
And she was Tina freaking Turner. Like,
yeah, she's Tina fucking Turner. Like she can do whatever.
Yeah, you think she would have been treated different? My only issue with Tina Turner was I felt like she was like 70 for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah, but like she was doing this G-MILF thing for like it was like.
Oh, was she?
Well, it was very confusing for a young man because you see this beautiful woman
like,
and then she's as old as your grandmother, and I'm like, wow.
Tina Turner's still 60. Tina Turner gonna be 60 in 2020, because she died in like 2020. I was like, she had to be like 80 something at some point.
Yeah.
So no, but it's very interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting times. I'm just we're gonna definitely have some serious conversations because policy wise, it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, it's going to be... I'm annoyed because there's going to be a lot of reading, and it's going to be a lot of reading of bad material because, their bills, they're like literally like, I don't want a trans in my city. Signed Nancy Mace or something. It's just like so basic and stupid.
And trans people who are transgender is like 0.03.
There's like 5 people.
Yeah.
You could have them all in the Congress going, hey, leave me alone.
Funny you say that because they did an oversight committee where they had people come. They had a coach who came and
that was cool as fuck.
They asked him. They said, how many transgender players were in the sport in the entire state? He said like 3.
Yeah, he's like 3.
So we're passing bills for 3 people.
I thought, because he had that like classic coach white man look,
yeah.
that kind of ruddy basketball face.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's going to be on the wrong side of this. But he comes out all progressive. I was like, hey, look at him go.
He wasn't.
Look at me judging. Well, not even progressive, but just like reasonable.
I just thought he was just mimicking the data. This is what the data said.
They were like, aren't you mad about all these trends? Like, it's 2 guys.
I want to be careful, though, not to say progressive, because that's what their problem is. Everything we say, they say, well, that's a progressive. No, fool, it's data. You fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I get it. Because now to bring up data in a relevant way that affects policy in a positive way for people is to be progressive. Like, oh, it's so radical. Like, this is, look, we just popped out of a Republican Party not too long ago. Less than 4 years ago, the Republican Party called Mitt Romney a communist.
Yeah.
So the Overton window has swung so far that like AOC will come out and be like, hey, let's make water wet. Like, let's just keep it wet. Let's not dry it out and make sure nobody can ever drink water. And they're like, you fucking psycho, you Fucking
What
socialist
did,
criminal.
what did, what did you think about the whole ALC? That other guy for the chair of the oversight committee, he has cancer.
He's
She wanted to
78
be
years old with cancer, but
no. She wanted to be the ranking member, and
yeah, she would have
no,
been of the oversight committee, and that would have
yeah.
been a really good
Well,
move.
no, and my problem because I got into a debate with the guy because he said because somebody said I think Jasmine Crockett is more qualified because they're trying to get out of the meritocracy.
Oh, they're way out of the meritocracy. They're on the gerontocracy. That's what
Yeah.
they're on. Yeah.
Well, no. Regardless, and so the person said, "Well, ALC is more qualified," and I was like, "No, she's not more qualified than Jasmine Crockett. Stop that lie. Jasmine Crockett is she was in the Air National Guard. She's has 20 years of law
Yeah,
behind
they're
her.
both very highly qualified women.
No,
I'm not here to like.
no. But I'm talking about the person who was making the
Oh, well,
statement.
Jasmine Crockett's more qualified. Like
When we're talking, because we're going to go by based off of expertise and education and all that. She was also in the Texas legislature before she even got to Congress. ALC went from the streets to Congress. So we're going to talk about if we're going to talk about resumes. ALC wasn't qualified either. So let's be clear.
But are either of them?
Jasmine Crockett, Summer Lee, Ayanna Presley.
Yeah, but they're not pushing 80, and it's not their time.
But we got to be careful not to argue because she's younger. Well, but she wasn't.
Never been the argument.
She's also not qualified.
She would be.
She sat on the committee. She's been on the committee for probably 2 years longer than.
She's not unqualified. She'd be a good choice for oversight, especially because she's been kind of a champion for all those things. She's been a vocal champion in oversight at the committees for the past several years. So it'd be a good choice. The argument isn't. The argument isn't who would be a better choice.
But they're arguing the wrong issue, though. And that's the problem I have with.
They're not.
Progressive.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
The issue is correct because the reason that
she's young.
No,
she's young. That's not the issue. That's the part. That was the issue they were arguing. I'm sorry. That's literally what they were saying. She's younger. Well, Jasmine Crockett's younger and more qualified. So there we go. So let Jasmine Crockett be the oversight. Because we don't want it based on tenure. That's right. We don't want it based on tenure.
I'm going to give you the argument whenever you're done because that's not the argument.
So that's all I'm saying.
The argument was all right.
Go ahead.
The argument was made that that AOC is too young, and that what the fuck, I don't remember his name, but the
Gary McConnell, whatever his name.
Yeah, the fucking 78-year-old. Because it's Pelosi that's pulling a lot of these strings, and she's saying, "Oh, it's his time. He's put in the work." So it is Pelosi and the Democrats in power that have been constantly making this case. They made it for Joe Biden. They made it for Dianne Feinstein. That we got to keep these old heads in there, and it's their legacy, and la 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 la. Nobody's saying AOC should be head of the oversight committee because she's young. They've said she's young. It's good to have a young voice. Hold on. That's one of the things. I'm not done. Definitely not done. Still talking.
But you're arguing. So now you argue what the old people are saying. I'm arguing what the young people are saying.
I was going to get to it. I was this close.
I'm arguing from the vantage point of we need to put qualified people there, not just somebody because they're young or they're old. We need a qualified person. And Crockett is the most qualified. That was mine.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with her skin color. It had to do with her resume.
All right, cool. Jasmine Crockett is an absolute. There's many qualified people for this thing. Who was on the docket for it was this fucking incredibly old man with cancer
and a younger woman because
and someone who was already on the committee.
Yeah. So
that's the argument. Nobody.
Well, Jasmine Crockett's on the committee.
Okay, but nobody put her name up. They should have. If it was between AOC and Jasmine Crockett, this would be a worthwhile conversation.
It's not. A whole lot of people. Nope, there's a whole lot of people on that committee. We need to stop putting people on the committee because either the progressives like them or the old people or the liberal or the centrists like them. We need to base it off of qualification and resumes. That's all I'm saying. Resume. Where's the resume? I want to see a resume. I think that's the fairest way to go.
It has to be who, like, and like it could, like, I don't care. It could be Jasmine Crockett or AOC. They both get people moving. They both get like excellent talking points out there, headlines. They're both incredibly highly qualified women who do an excellent job at advocacy. So what?
So what's the Jerry guy, whatever his name is? I need to
He's
find out.
just he's been an advocate for a longer time. He's part of the old guard. That's the only reason they want him. So when progressives were saying, we need to get in somebody younger, they weren't saying just minus the age of people. They were saying we need somebody.
No, that's not true, dude. I was reading the articles, and that's where I had the issue with it. It's
Okay,
like,
that article that you read was dumb.
No, it wasn't just one article. It was the mainstream.
Fine, progressives just want a toddler in. You're right.
They were talking on talking heads. This is literally what they were saying. And that's what I'm sitting there saying. So, no, people like you are saying something different, but I'm sorry, you're the minority. I'm going by what I was seeing and what I was reading on the mainstream when they were talking about
There's
this. There's
no such thing as a progressive on mainstream media. Who is it?
AOC.
She's not on mainstream media. She's in the legislature. Who's in the media that is a progressive? I'd love to know.
I saw her on MSNBC running her mouth about it, and I saw her little surrogates running their mouth.
All right. So AOC is the one saying she should be in charge because she's young. That doesn't make any sense.
He's been there based on tenure. You got the other side arguing because she's younger, and I'm arguing, why are we not looking at people's resumes?
The argument is, yes, part of it is that she's younger. Yes, that's part of it. It's just a matter of the forward linear movement of time. The man is 78 with cancer.
I agree.
He could be the most qualified motherfucker on the planet, but he's going to keel over before AOC or Jasmine Crockett. So yes, age is a fucking factor.
Oh yeah, well, age is on both ends, but it shouldn't be. It should be about resume.
It's not the only factor, and literally nobody on the planet is saying that's the only factor.
We did this when Joe Biden was going to pick a black woman to be his VP. We did the same thing. Oh, I want Susan Rice. I want
some fucking mummy.
Stacey Abrams. And I was like, if you compare resumes, Kamala Harris had the strongest resume. Sure. And that's why I was glad Joe Biden did pick her, but he was also pushed by a lot of black academics and celebrities and other things. Because I even signed the letter.
If it had been Nancy Pelosi's choice, he would have picked the oldest woman ever.
We don't look at resume. We're looking at, because this person, what she looks like, what he looks like.
Yeah, but I mean, like, AOC has a resume. She's not just like some dumb bitch. AOC is like a very accomplished legislator.
No, she does all right.
But I mean, like, it's not like it was like.
All right. I mean, she does all right. I mean, she's not one of the most productive ones in Congress, but she's done all right.
Like, all right. Yeah. Let's definitely set an impossible standard for our allies. Let's do that.
He's not the most productive. Bernie Sanders, like, he's not the most productive legislator in Congress.
No, he's the amendment king.
He gets a lot of clicks on social media.
Well, he's the amendment king. He knows how to get things done in other people's bills. He's like a politician or something.
Yeah, but he's not the most productive, like bills wise.
Right. If you count it by that standard, which is a dumb one to count it by, then he's not very productive. If you count it by getting shit done for his constituents, he's quite good.
Well, of course, because Democrats need him. Yeah, he plays the game very well. Yeah, he plays the game very well. They need him because especially in the U.S. Senate, they definitely need him.
Right. They should. You should tell them that.
Yeah, they definitely need his vote. But he don't have much of a choice.
They needed him in 2016. He could have run the country. That would have been nice.
Or he could caucus with the Republicans. Well, like the two. He could go one or two ways.
He's never going to caucus with the Republicans because he has principles.
Sinema and the other guy, the guy from West Virginia who I can't stand. I didn't even say his name. Yeah, that guy. So like those two. But luckily they'll be gone in a couple of days. I think they'll be gone tomorrow. Yeah, I think tomorrow is when the new Congress starts. So it'll be. I know, man. This has been fun. I missed this.
You're pissing the dog off.
I know, whatever. The dog needs to hear it.
The dog's white too. Look at him. Piece of shit. The dog needs to hear it
because the issue, again, I'm all about resumes. I want to see resumes.
I'm with you. I love resumes, but I'm not going to sit here and go like.
Because just because somebody's been there for 50 years does not mean they should be the ranking member or the chairperson.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I'm saying, look, I'm saying it from both sides. I'm sorry. I'm literally, but at the same time, just because somebody is, because she's young and she's more palatable to whiteness, oh, that's why we're going to choose her too. It's like, whatever. Get the girl who has the resume, because she literally has the resume. I literally look at all these
Give it to, hey, give it to Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett's awesome.
Or
Okay.
Summer Lee. I'm just saying,
yes.
there's other there's Summer Lee. Yeah, there's Ayana.
There's
Preston.
no shortage of excellence in that cohort. There's fucking some very excellent people.
Yeah, no, there is. There really is. But we'll see.
But they didn't pick one. They picked a guy who was excellent probably a quarter century ago.
Oh, he probably still is. But like
maybe
you said,
he's still excellent, but he's got a lot of other shit on his plate.
Yeah.
Like his body is killing himself. Like maybe he's focusing on shit.
He has access to what do they call that? Advanced healthcare. He'll be fine.
Oh, you mean socialized medicine? Yeah, it's nice over there.
No, it's called advanced healthcare. There's 2 levels to it.
Oh, right. No, he's on that Elysium thing.
Oh, he's on that. Oh, he's on the one where, remember Hillary Clinton had pneumonia and she only had it for 2 days. And everybody's like, how do you get over pneumonia in 2 days?
You remember when Trump got COVID and that fucking thing? They fucking picked him up. They built a new helicopter for him.
They have the type of health care that when people say people come here for, the rich people come here.
Yes.
It's not health care. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You don't have it.
People get on their private jet and fly all the way over here to get a doctor I'll never meet.
Regular folks like you and me will go to Mexico and Canada because it's South Africa because it's cheaper and better, so we can afford to stay in our homes. That's
luckily South Africa came to us, and this country's just all the better for it.
Yeah, no. My cousin went to South Africa because her daughter had some medical issues, and the best person for her was in South Africa. And it was actually, and they didn't charge her hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it. With done. So Americans don't.
But then South Africa exploded because how could you handle a healthcare system like that?
Yeah, exactly. But that's pretty much anywhere you go. Like when I was in Korea. In the hospital, the first floor was the optometrist and the dental. The second floor was optometry. The third, every floor had a function.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was all in one. It's all encompassed in one. Here, my dental is costing me over $20,000.
And why are they all in different cities?
Exactly.
Why isn't there a health building?
Yeah, no, it's like only in America. But you'll get conservatives who'll say, if you don't like it, leave.
That's the craziest argument. Conservatives, if you're listening, when you say if you don't like it, leave, what do you do in a Democratic administration? I've never seen one Republican fuck off to another country during, you would have thought they'd have left in droves. Obama's president. You don't like it? Move. They never did.
Well, we live in California. Why would we leave? We should just succeed.
Yes, secede to succeed.
We're ground zero of the resistance. So California's always ground zero of the resistance. Yeah, and our economy will surpass Germany's.
All right, take that, Angela, or whoever's in charge now.
Take that, Abbott in Texas and Florida and
I was talking to somebody over New Year, in the New Year's break thing, and they didn't know Greg Abbott was in a wheelchair.
They didn't know what?
That he was in a wheelchair. That he's in a wheelchair.
Literally. Yeah. I kind of made a bad joke about him. I was like, he needs to sit down somewhere.
Stand up and count. Fuck Greg. Fuck his fucking half man, half machine piece of shit. Fuck him. I don't give a shit. I hope he broke it doing yoga. He's a piece of garbage. But yeah,
we're horrible people talking about poor Gregory.
Oh, Gregory.
Poor Gregory. Yeah, poor Greg.
I just want to sit here and oppress people. All right.
Yeah, no, I know. We're gonna pass more trans bills and anti-LGBTQIA plus bills. Make sure men can't marry men, but we're okay with women.
My dick doesn't work, so nobody else is allowed to put theirs anywhere. You can't tuck it.
Yeah, right. Anyway, man, look, we had no order to this today, but it was good to come back and just talk about it.
Range of emotions. I was mad. I was happy. I was sad.
Oh yeah. We had our debate. We can't move long. We got a debate.
No, I don't know what we did or did not agree or disagree on.
I know, no.
Apparently, we both love Jasmine Crockett. Yay!
Yeah. I like AOC. I like AOC.
I
Look,
know you do. I know you do.
I'm just sitting there saying
it's just not enough people talk about Jasmine. That's fair.
Either they're too old, they're too young. Why are we not looking at people's resumes?
Well,
it should be about
no,
resume.
I agree with that. It's just it's part of the discussion, and when it's so stark. I mean, he's an old man amongst old men.
Oh yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with that. Me and you on the same page with him.
Right,
I was like,
good.
yeah, I'm not disagreeing about that. I'm talking about the fact that these people all need to be on, like, it needs to be more than about tenure or
it definitely needs to be more about tenure.
Because their argument for her was also a tenure issue.
Yeah, it's a bad argument.
It's like, why are we? So
because they were using
the guy who's been there longer, and the lady who's been there the second longest should be. It's still a 10-year argument.
That's why it's a bad argument, because they were using a bad argument to counter a bad argument. They were saying AOC's too young, and they were saying no, she's got tenure, and it's like that's not what's important. So yeah, it's not.
No, good. I don't want Jasmine Crockett to be the ranking member anyway, because when you're the ranking member, you got to conduct yourself. Look, Maxine Waters,
she doesn't get to blow up. Then,
down quite a bit since she's been the chair in the ranking.
What did she say? Really, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. I have the gavel. I fucking love it.
So I would be it anyway. I would want to be the person that can like do the little back and forth with Marjorie Man Green.
Bad built bitch body or whatever the fuck. Bleach blonde, bad built bitch body.
Yeah, I mean you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't ranking member that. So yeah,
ranking member, you got to conduct yourself.
So what you're saying is Jasmine Crockett should stay in place.
Yeah, no, she has to still be. She has to still do her little thing, like get her
Bernie,
little.
you stepped on my joke, man. What the fuck?
I know, right?
Jesus.
Because Bernie's all. I don't think that's funny. Anyway, man, we're gonna wrap it up today.
Wrap it up. It's 3:15. Yeah. Let's go.
And we'll be back next week. I'm excited.
We will. We got consistency. It's a new year. It's a new dawn.
No, it is. No, we did this intentionally started now because we were gonna start a few weeks ago. We said, hey, let's start the new year off.
And we were both fairly depressed about the election, and we've got.
I wasn't depressed. I was angry.
That too. Yeah, all the negative emotions, but we're coming in with positivity.
These people. I blame my son because he didn't vote. Goddamn motherfucker.
I'm gonna figure out this background too. It's so bright.
Oh, right. You are gonna figure out your background?
I've got to figure it out. Look.
Yeah. So I like my background. I was looking at my background. I'm like, I kind of like it. I got pictures everywhere.
Yeah, you have nice art. It's good.
Yeah. I kind of like what's going on here. It's kind of, it's like, okay.
We're getting there. It's a work in progress.
No, it is. It really is. I got my little black art because what I'm trying to do is keep
black. Is that black art? I don't see color. It just looks like a piece of canvas.
I'm trying to keep wokeness alive. That's
yeah.
I'm being woke because there's black art in here.
Oh, this is
anyway, man.
My white dog.
This has been good.
All right.
I know. Now we got to put this up because I literally have people saying like
it's going up, man. Don't worry, it's going up. We got it.
Okay, so I'll be in touch, man. I'll talk to you. Like we got to get together this week because
we do. We'll go out. We'll just go have a meal.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Can't deny.
Yolanda's margaritas.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. When you have time.
No, starting tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's have margaritas tomorrow. That sounds great.
Okay, cool. Okay, right, so I'll see you tomorrow, man.
We'll see you, bro.
Natalie can come too if she wants.
If she wants, she probably will because she likes to flirt with us.
Yeah. We need somebody to speak Spanish for us. I'm joking.
She doesn't, and her mom doesn't.
We'll be at Yolanda.
Grandma didn't teach nobody nothing. Cruz, you messed us all up. All right.
Anyway, man, take care.
Take it easy, bro. Later.
That's funny.